Hi folks, welcome to another Gourmet on the Road update or a GOTR update. We're sitting here at Vidyarthi Bhavan, the iconic Vidyarthi Bhavan that has been around, not just been around, that has actually stood tall in Namma Bengaluru's culinary landscape for the last 75 years. And as you can see, the restaurant around me is empty because it's past the operating hours of the restaurant and we've just finished our review. Beginning with this GOTR update, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to read out a couple of comments that we've received on our YouTube channel each time we do a GOTR update. So wait until the end to see what the comments are. And I also hope you've caught our last video on Gourmet on the Road, which just went up a few days ago. That was on a Tamil Brahmin meal at Iyer Mess. If you haven't caught it yet, I'm going to put a card right here. Also a link in the description below. So we've savored this wonderful breakfast here at Vidyarthi Bhavan. An establishment, like I said earlier, has been around for the last 75 years. To me personally, when I walk into this establishment, and I haven't been here for a while, it's like walking back into a glorious time in history. When you come here, you see the walls that are lined with sketches of all these luminaries, the personalities that made Karnataka. It just gives you that wonderful feeling. So I've also had a great chat here with the owners, finding out what it is that makes Vidyarthi Bhavan so special. And needless to say, I've also tasted the 6 or 7 dishes that makes for the menu at Vidyarthi Bhavan. I've tasted the idli vada with the sambar. I've tasted the chow chow bath, which is a combination of the khara bath and the kesari bath. I've also tasted the sagu masala dosa here, also the masala dosa here, which is truly legendary. You ask anybody in Bangalore for their favorite dosas and chances are the answer will be Vidyarthi Bhavan. I've of course ended my meal with the coffee as well. So do stay tuned to an upcoming episode of Gourmet on the Road for this fantastic episode, for this fantastic feature on Vidyarthi Bhavan. Now moving on to the couple of comments that I said I would read at the end of this update. So one is a request that I've got from a viewer called Manasa Ji. Manasa Ji responds in response to our last video on the Iyer Mess, and she says, "Thank you for the suggestion. I frequently visit Malleshwaram, but I haven't come across this place. Will definitely check it out." And she has a request. Can you please review more such places that offer good food at a reasonable price? Well, Manasa, if you're watching this update, we certainly intend to do that. We certainly intend to visit. If you look at most of the establishments that we cover establishments that are as accessible as possible. But what I also like to do is I like to cover establishments that also have a story to tell. I also like to cover establishments that have a history that spans for some time, because I think that's what finds its way into the food and makes that food delicious. So yes, Manasa, thank you for watching Gourmet on the Road. You will certainly see a lot more places offering great food and at very accessible prices. The next comment that I have is from Dhyanesh R. This is in response to our video on Jyoti Biryani Vellore. He says, "I follow food review shows on YouTube and I'm happy that I came across your channel. I noticed that the anchor shows absolute respect to the local cuisine, local culture and also the workers at the restaurant. Also the reviews are unbiased, as in he calls a spade, no unwanted flattery, even if the owner is next to him. Love this show, will be sharing your channel with my foodie friends. Also like the fact that you haven't misspelled the name of any small eateries or the spellings on the menu." Well, Dhyanesh, thank you very much for that lovely comment that truly made our day. Well, for us, when we tell a story at Gourmet on the Road, no story is too big, no story is too small. When we shoot an episode of Gourmet on the Road, every establishment to us is the same. We are there at the establishment because of the work that the establishment does, and all that we do is we present what's happening at that establishment to you. And our credo at Food Lovers remains truth in food, wine and dining. When we present something, we want to present it without any bias or favor, and that's what we do and that's what we will endeavor to do even furthermore. So thank you very much for writing in with that very special comment. And thank you to all our viewers for watching and for making us at Food Lovers feel truly special. Keep those comments coming in, like our videos, Share our videos on your social media networks and do stay tuned to Gourmet on the Road on Food Lovers TV. Until the next episode, happy eating.